Welcome back to another episode of This Stuff Only Happens to Me. Welcome back to my channel. I am your favorite mother of three, Bougie Vintage, and today's video is a story time. What's crazy is I had a completely different story time for you guys today, but this literally just happened on my way home, so I have to share it right now. If you were on my Instagram live today, obviously you know I was out for dinner by myself, getting some time away from the kiddos, and I was having a real good time, but my phone was dying, and I was like, I gotta get Shooter to order me an Uber because I'm not even gonna be able to do it on my phone. Y'all was eating my battery, among other things. So I had a 2% phone, which is never a good idea. You know, never go out with a dead phone. My phone was not dead when I went out. That's the thing. So before I get into what actually happened, let's backtrack a bit. So originally, the way my day was supposed to go was I was supposed to film my story time. So I had been upstairs in my room doing my makeup because I was going to film my story time. But then I was like, you know what? I never go out. I should go out and then come home and film because Nola was actually asleep in my bed. So I didn't want to be filming that story time because it's a key, okay? I did not want to be filming that story time and being too loud. So I'm like, you know what? It's still kind of early. I'm going to go out now, and then when I come back home later tonight, I will film, much like I'm doing right now. So I get all dolled up, okay? I get cute, and I decide I'm gonna go have a drink. I'm gonna have a bite or two or three, you know, no judgment. I am gonna go out and have a good time by myself, because if you cannot be in your own company, something is wrong, girl. Anyway, I get ready. So I decide I'm gonna call a Lyft because I actually didn't have Uber on my phone. And I didn't have Lyft on my phone until yesterday because I needed to go for my massage and I didn't have my car because Shooter had my car. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna just get Lyft, okay? So I got a Lyft and I took it to the massage place. Today, I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a Lyft again. It's a bit expensive to go to Shooter's work from home in an Uber or a Lyft, but a girl, the food at his restaurant is so good. I was like, I need me some food. So I was like, let me order a Lyft. I get on the Lyft app and I put in my destination and it's trying to find me a driver. And I'm like, this is crazy. I have never been on a driving app and there's literally nobody to take me where I need to go. So it's trying to connect me with the driver for the longest time, and it's not finding anybody. So finally it connects me with somebody, but that person cancels the ride. And I'm like, what the hell? So then it starts looking for somebody all over again. And it's taking mad long. So I'm like, at this point, let me just download Uber too. So I download Uber and the app tells me that is looking for a ride for me too. I said, really? I need to move closer to the city because I live pretty much in the boonies right now, and this is not it. This is not it. I have never in my life seen such a thing. Like, usually you see like mad cars around doing either Uber or Lyft if you live like close to the city, but there was nobody. Keep in mind, my address can't even get Costco deliveries, okay? Not Costco deliveries, Costco grocery same day delivery service. This address does not, it's not a thing, okay? I've tried a lot of different times. Girl, I can't even get footlocker.ca to ship to my address, and I don't understand why. That's neither here nor there. My postal code is just not on Instacart. So that's how you can gauge where I live. Finally, Uber connects me with a driver, but he's not gonna be here for like 20 minutes. And I'm like, that is strange. Like 20 minutes, he's 20 minutes away to pick me up? That's crazy. But at least I'm connected with a driver now. Lyft was still there circling around, child. Like there was nothing happening with Lyft, so I canceled the ride. So Uber connects me with the driver. He doesn't cancel the thing, so I'm watching the time and I'm like, in the time that it's taking for the Uber to pick me up, I could have literally have filmed the other video, but I didn't want to wake up Noli, so I didn't film the other video. Anyway, I'm waiting for the Uber. The Uber picks me up, and we have a smooth ride to the city. That Uber drops me off. I go inside. I'm having a great time, you know. Matter of fact, no, let me back that up. I was not having a great time at first because asked me where I wanted to sit, and I was like, you know what, the quieter the better, right? So they put me far away from everybody else. I was in the dining area versus in the lounge, because if you're in the lounge, girl, it's loud, okay? And I didn't really want it to be mad loud, even though it's loud anyway. I didn't want it to be too loud, so I was sitting in the dining area, kind of in the back where like the employees would sit if they're like doing like office work, right? So that's where they put me. Girl, let's just call it the VIP section. Okay, they put me in the VIP section. So they had me in the VIP section, and the lady had told me that she's gonna get somebody to come and greet me, so that like a waitress, so she can take my drink order or whatever. So I'm sitting there and I'm waiting. Shooter comes, sits with me, and he's like, nobody came yet? And I was like, no. So I was wearing my mask still because I have allergies and my nose was running a bit, and I didn't want to take my mask off, and like people are gonna be looking at me and thinking I have the vid, girl. So I wanted to keep my mask on until I could get some tissue, because there was no napkins. There's like nothing on your table these days when you go to a restaurant, because they don't want you to touch anything. Shooter comes, I'm like, I need to go to the bathroom to get tissue because I need to take this mask off. I'm hot. So I go to the bathroom, I get the tissue, and I come back to the table, and then I still was not greeted. Okay, nobody came to see me. Nobody was coming. I'm like, is it that busy that nobody is gonna check on me? I thought this was VIP, girl. They should have had a bottle of Ace of Spades here waiting for me. So nobody came, and then he came to see me again, and still nobody came to see me. So I've been in the restaurant for like a good like 25 minutes, and not one person has come to greet me to say, you know, what are you having? I think part of it is because the kitchen already knew what I was gonna order. Like, they know what I like, so they were just gonna make the food for me, but I still needed a drink person, okay? I needed somebody to come get my drink order. So Shooter was like, unacceptable. Unacceptable. So he goes and he finds waitresses and tells them that nobody's come to my table yet. So they come to my table, or a girl comes to my table. She greets me and she asked me what I want. So I ordered 2 things. One was virgin, one was not. All of this stuff is pretty much irrelevant, but I'm just giving you guys a buildup of how my night was going, okay? I start, you know, sipping when she brings me my drinks, and my food comes out shortly after that, and I'm a happy girl, okay? I'm enjoying the night. Fast forward, I noticed that my phone battery is slowly dying. And when I say slowly dying, it was slowly dying. It was not dying with the quickness, it was slowly dying. So at that point, because I'm bored and I knew I was gonna go home soon, I'm like, let me just hop on I ordered my dessert, and I'm like, let me just hop on Instagram Live real quick, because I haven't been on Instagram Live in a hot minute. So I get on Instagram Live, and y'all start killing my battery, child. The battery starts going like do 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 do. Girl, the battery is draining, and I'm looking at Instagram Live, and I'm looking at my battery, and I'm like, I got to get home to these kids, to these children. I can't be out here with a dead phone. Plus, I got an Uber. If you know anything about Uber's history, girl, there's been some crazy stuff that's happened with Uber drivers and female passengers. Okay, there's been some crazy stuff, and so you always have to protect yourself, obviously. And so, obviously, I'm not trying to be out with a dead phone. It's getting late, you know. It was like 7:30 at that time, I think. So, the sun had not gone down yet, but it was about to get to setting, okay? So, I'm like, I gotta go. So, I'm waiting for the waitress to come back to tell her I need my bill. I need my to-go food for my mama, and I need a takeout box for the donuts for my children. So I'm waiting. She brings me the takeout box, and I'm waiting for my takeout order. And for whatever reason, the takeout order got lost in the mail, okay? I think they shipped it to my address because it never showed up. So I ordered the food, and then I don't know what they did with it, but it didn't end up coming to my table. It's like they put it on the side at the front, and somebody else took it up because I didn't get it. So she goes back, and she's like, okay, we're gonna see what's going on with your food. And then Shooter comes to me again, and I'm like, I gotta go, but like, I didn't get my takeout food. Like, can you go check on it? And while you're at it, can you please order me an Uber because my phone is dead, okay? We got 2%. So I had ended the live at this point. He's ordering the Uber and timing it because he knows how long the food is going to take to cook. So once the food is like 2 minutes out, he's going to call the Uber so that, you know, it can sync up nicely. And so he does that. My food finishes. They make it again because they had to remake it. So it was hot and fresh, okay? They make the food again. My waitress brings me the food. I pay for what I had ordered, or first of all, they comped a lot of the stuff. Thank you. They comped my food, but I did have to pay for my drinks and other stuff. So once I finish paying and she brings me my food, I head to the front and I'm like, what's the Uber? I only got 2%. So like send me a screenshot of his license plate and stuff and blah, blah, blah. Now I'm not the type of person that likes to go out unprepared. So I had my reading glasses. They're not even reading glasses anymore. These are I brought my eyes in my purse, okay? But I get outside and I'm looking for the Toyota Camry. First of all, from the time it was a Toyota Camry, I knew it was going to be some mess. I ain't gonna lie. As soon as I saw that it was a Toyota Camry, I said, hold on now. No, baby, no. Okay. Shooter sends me the screenshot. It's a Toyota Camry. I have the license plate and I know what I'm looking for. I get outside though, and I can't really see. And I didn't feel like popping my purse open. So I was just walking up to cars as close as possible to see the license plate, because I'm looking at the cars that are in the distance that look like they might be Toyota Camrys that are black, because it was a black car, and I can't see. So I'm like, oh my God, like this is worst case scenario. So I'm stressed. I'm already stressed. Anyway, I see this little black car pulling up. He's pulling up and I walk closer to the car so that the license plate is no longer blurry, and I see, oh, these 4 letters match the 4 letters in my phone. This is it. So I go up to the car and he has his window rolled down. I guess he was expecting a man because Shooter ordered it. And I'm like, it's for Alfredo. He's like, Alfredo? I'm like, yeah. He's like, okay, Alfredo. Like, he was being sarcastic. I show him the screenshot, like, this you, right? And he's like, yeah. Open the car door. But before I open the car door, I'm examining the outside of the vehicle, because I've already verified the license plate, but I was bewildered, bothered, and bewitched, okay, at the state of the vehicle. Now, I just need to bring something up real quick because this is triggering me. Last week, I was on Instagram and I saw twice in the same week in 2 different states vehicles with roaches. Unacceptable. Unacceptable! Especially because the second video I saw with the roaches also had a lot of things in her car, and she was an Uber Eats driver. Not okay. It was that video that kind of made me feel like I don't think I'll order food to my house again if it's not pizza, because you know pizza usually has their own delivery car and stuff. But how are you having roaches in your vehicle and you're delivering people's food to them? Unacceptable, okay? Anyway, I'm examining the outside of the car because I see tape. Usually if there's tape on a car, that is a sign of this is a point A to point B situation, not a point A to point Z situation. This car might not make it through the night. This car is falling apart. This car is holding on by a piece of tape. Literally. So I'm looking at the car. I see black tape hanging off the back door. And I also see that the tint, you know when tint is peeling off of a window? Like, I don't even know what year this car was. I don't know what year it was, baby. Might have been 94, girl. I don't know. But he had black leather interior, and the interior of the car was giving taxi, but like not a taxi that you want to get into. So I opened the door reluctantly, and it was clean in there, but it still was falling apart. Like, we need to hit up MTV Pimp My Ride soon. We need exhibit on the case, okay? I open the door and I sit down and I put my seatbelt on. This is not the type of driver that's very talkative. It was an old brown man. Like, he wasn't trying to have big long conversations with me. That's not his thing, and I was very happy and grateful for that, okay? He starts driving and I notice he's adjusting his rearview mirror a lot. I didn't know why, because usually when I'm driving I don't adjust it more than maybe 2 times the whole trip, you know, but he was adjusting it a lot, and I'm like, do you not know where to position it, sir? Why are you adjusting your rear view mirror? Is there somebody behind me? Is there somebody following us? Do I, like, what? First of all, my anxiety, like, it's just not a good situation. This whole entire thing was a fiasco. Anyway, I'm looking around the car now, inside the car, and on the windows there's like no smoking sign, which is great, but there's also like a sign that says this car is under surveillance. I think it's just a scare tactic though, because I'm literally looking around the car like, where is this so-called surveillance? I didn't see not one camera. I was looking for hidden cameras, but I didn't want to make it so too obvious that I was like examining his car, so I kind of just stopped. But we're driving and we're on the highway. Now, I'm not the queen of directions. My directional skills are not that great. I mean, I lived here for like 6-7 years, I think, now, and I still drive around with the GPS, girl. I need GPS to survive, pretty much. If I've done it a couple times, I can get there and I don't need help, but I'm not the best directionally, okay? I am directionally challenged. So, we're on the highway. Everything is looking familiar up until this point, but then there's a median and there's 2 white lines that you are not supposed to cross over, and there's this side of the highway that brings you to a different part, and then there's this side of the highway. We are on this side of the highway. The median is right here to change over to this side of the highway. We are driving on this side of the highway, and all of a sudden, skirt, this guy pulls over onto the other side of the highway, and I'm like, where is he going? Keep in mind, the Uber is on Shooter's phone, not my own, so I can't look at it and be like, what address are we going to right now? This is not the way. So then he said the GPS is taking him this way. He addressed me to say that. So I'm like, oh, okay. So at this point, we're driving, and then I see a sign for a road that I know, but I'm just like, why would it be taking us this way? This is not the way that I usually come home from Shooter's work. So what is happening? After we pass that road, it's a lot of bushes and stuff, and I'm like, I don't know where the hell I am. So I text Shooter and I said, check the Uber app. Where's my phone? Check the Uber app. I have no idea where I am, but he's at work, so I'm not even sure if he's gonna freaking check his phone right now. Like, I don't know. So as he's driving, his sunroof is open, and he puts his arm up and he's kind of resting it like right below the sunroof. But this arm right here, this whole entire big old arm, is obstructing my vision. I cannot see the GPS anymore. So now I'm like in full-blown panic mode, but I'm just like praying like, Jesus, take the wheel, because what is happening? Like, why is he blocking me from seeing where we're going? And this is obviously just my paranoia, but it could have maybe not been. Okay, anyway, Lord is on my side. So he's blocking and I can't see the GPS, and I'm like trying to move slightly, but he also keeps adjusting the stupid rear view mirror. So I'm scared that he's watching me. Like, I don't know what's going on. I'm freaking out in the car. Silently, of course. My phone is still on 2%. I switch it onto low power mode because I cannot afford for my phone to die, okay? I'm like, no, I ain't going out like this, okay? This is not the way bougie story is ending, okay? In a freaking Uber, hell no. So we're on the highway and I can't see. And then I keep trying to adjust like my body to see if I can see just slightly past his arm, but I can't see past the freaking arm. So finally he does take it down, and I see, and I'm trying to read the thing on his phone, and I see that it has not changed. It's still saying to exit at route, whatever. So I'm like, okay, fine. We'll see where he pulls off. So the road that he's supposed to pull off at, I recognize it. Thank God. I knew what road it was. I knew it was by my house. But that's all I knew, girl. If if I had to get on then and there, I don't know what I would have done, girl. I would have been throwing thumbs talking about, so I need to hitchhike, okay? And may God be with me. Comes off of the highway. He exits where he's supposed to exit. So now, okay, I'm familiar with this road. I know it's close to home. I know that it leads to another road that can get me home. But like I said, I live in the boonies. A lot of times when people come to visit me, they anticipate that my house is going to be like a farm because of how the back roads are to the house. And we were on back roads, essentially. We're driving on this back road, and I'm looking at the GPS, and it's telling him to turn at a certain street. And so he turns onto that street, and thank God that this street is close enough to my house to where I could get there, and I knew where I was at that point, like actually knew where I was. So he turns, and I'm sitting in the back of the car, and I'm hearing this weird noise with his tires, and I'm like, is this man's tires gonna fly off of his car? Like, what is happening? Like, why does his car sound like that? Like, it literally is like I don't freaking know how to describe it. It was crazy. So I'm like, what is happening? Why does his car sound like that? This man gives me no warning. He abruptly pulls over, and thank God it's not dark outside, okay? It's getting dark, but it's not dark yet, okay? If this had been a month later, it would have been dark as hell outside. He abruptly pulls the car over, and at this point, the anxiety is spiked. Okay, my spirit was trying to leave my body. My spirit was like, girl. I had to hit it with the I was like, girl, no. Why are you pulling over, sir? He pulls over. He mumbles something about his tire. Obviously, I'm just hearing the noises, right? But I don't know what those noises meant. And so, in the regular brain, a regular brain would process this as he's having car trouble. My brain processed it as this man is a predator. He planned this. He is saying that his car is malfunctioning because we are 3 minutes from my house. Now, 3 minutes in a car is not 3 minutes walking. Keep that in mind, okay? That's like a 10-15 minute walk, but that's okay. The GPS had said, like, we'll be at my house in 3 minutes at the time that he pulled over. So he mumbles something about his tires. He hops out of the car and walks around to the trunk. Girl, when I say I was in fight or flight mode, now, I reached to open the door, and I'm like, anyhow, this door has a child lock on it. Somebody's going to die here in this field, and it's not me, okay? It's not me. I was about to fight for my life like my name was Celie, okay? Like, girl, are you serious? He gets out of the driver's side, obviously, but I'm sitting in the back of the passenger side. So he walks around to the trunk, pops the trunk, and at this point, I'm like, no, this is not real. Like, I'm like, what? Like, this is not real. Like, this is something you see on Forensic Files, like the reenactments. Like, no. So once he pops that trunk, my hand was on the hand. I said, I'm good. 3 minutes, I knew exactly where I was. I can walk home. So I bust the door open. I get out of the car, grab my food, double check that there's nothing of mine in the car on the seat, and I look at first of all, this all happened so fast, so it sounds like it's in slow-mo, but it was happening like this, okay? The blink of an eye. When I get out of his car and I look at the tire on my side, it's flat as a pancake. What? It didn't just pop on the road. And what I saw in his hand, what he got out of his trunk, was a pump. I said, child, this man has no right to be driving people in his jalopy, okay, in his bucket. He has no right. He endangered my life. Like, How dare you? How dare you drive around with your car that's taped up? Okay, like there's literally tape on the panels on the inside. There's tape on the outside of the car. And now your tires are falling off with me in it? So when we were driving, the only other thing he said to me was, you live far. But once I got home and was able to process what was happening, I'm like, his car can't make it to destination Z. It can only make it to destination A and A alone. Girl, I don't know. Anyway, I get out. I see his tire is flat. I see he has a pump in his hand. Like, this is not new to him. Okay? This has happened before. He didn't even examine. He didn't even get out the car and like walk around the car to see what was wrong. He knew. He knew which tire to go to, okay? And it was the one on my side. I said, this is an excuse. He is going to trouble me, okay? He is going to try to kill me or something, girl. I said, I ain't into it. My name is Bennett, and I ain't in it. I'm going to go. So I'm like, it's okay, I'll walk. I grab my food, and I hightail it, girl. I look like Nene. I look like, girl, call me Shelly Ann Fraser Price. Okay, that's what you can call me, because I was out of there. I was out of there, okay? Kill who? What? Are you crazy? Are you stupid? Are you dumb? I wasn't going down like that. So I start hightailing it. I'm out of, he's like, you're gonna walk? Hell yeah, I'm gonna walk. It's okay, I'm good. I know where I am. Yeah, I'll go. I was out of there, like, so fast. So I get to walking. I still have like 2% on my phone. I took a picture of the road so you guys can see what kind of roads I was dealing with. Like, it's real rural, okay? Real rural, okay? So I'm scared because first of all, I'm walking with traffic and not against traffic. So I don't know if somebody's gonna lose control of their car and then Final Destination is happening on the side of the road here. Like, no, like I was terrified. Even as I'm walking, I'm looking behind my shoulder to make sure he's not like following me. I don't freaking know. Anyway, I have the 2% on my phone still. I take a picture of the road that I'm walking on, and as I'm doing that, I get a freaking email from Uber or from PayPal saying that the Uber or the transaction is completed. Girl, what? If y'all don't run me back my money, like, no, that man endangered my life. Are you serious? I mean, I understand times are hard and, you know, you gotta make a living, but you can't be putting people's life in danger now. He has no business on the road. That car would never pass inspection, I'll tell you that, okay? I'll tell you that. Anyway, I walk home and I'm safe. I live to see another day, girl. Like, I can't make this stuff up. I cannot make this stuff up. I was real life scared, and I knew I was scared from the time I messaged Shooter talking about check the app. And not even only that, I started sharing my location with him, okay? It's been 10 years. I ain't never shared my location. I shared my location with this man just in case, even though I only had 2%. So if my phone were to die, like, they would have just seen where I was last. Whatever tower my phone pinged off of, that's all they would have got, okay? But I was scared, girl. I ain't never been scared like that in my life. I was in prayer mode, but I was still scared, child. I was like walking through the valley of the shadow of death. It was truly, truly scary. And from now on, I will not go out without my portable charger. It just is what it is. I'm gonna need that portable charger to be on my hip, okay? Because this was not okay. Not okay. It's never okay to have a dead phone on the road. That's for sure. All I know is God is on my side, because if that car had broken down like 1 minute early before he had turned onto the street that I knew, like if it had broke down earlier, girl, I would have been stranded. Cause there's no gas station. Like, I would have had to knock on somebody's door. They would have, it would have been real scary for me. And I had no way to get home. What? God is on my side. This happened 3 minutes before I got home, like, or 3 minutes driving. You know, I walked the 10 minutes, girl. I was like, it's hot. It's hot. Why is this happening to me? But I was happy to be safe. I was like, thank you, Jesus, because what? Oh my God. Oh my God. So yeah, that's basically what happened to me tonight, and I'm over today. I'm gonna wipe my makeup off. I'm gonna edit this video, and you guys will see it by tomorrow. But girl, it's real ghetto out here. I hope that they remove him from Uber. He does not need to be driving nobody nowhere. I don't care how hard times are. You gotta go do something else, because you cannot be taking people in your vehicle and scaring them and stressing them out. Like, can I sue? Can I sue for pain and suffering? Like, what? Girl, I can't. I was ready to fight, though, I'll tell you that. I was ready to fight, girl. He would have lost his eyes. Okay? He would have had a broken nose. Child. Anyway, you guys, in the comment section below, tell me your story about your worst Uber experience ever. I love you all so much, and I will definitely see you in the next one.